Watching KMPH Fox 26. And now the Valley's morning news and entertainment program, created just for you. This is Great Day.
High cholesterol is one of the major factors linked to heart disease. This morning, a medical health expert joins us live to promote awareness of heart disease among Hispanics.
Dr. Jane Delgado of the National Alliance for Hispanic Health is here to share the results of a landmark cholesterol screening study. Good morning, doctor. Welcome. Nice to have you with us.
Good morning.
Well, what are the results of the screening study?
Well, the most important finding we had is we screened close to 3,000 people, and what we found was that 39%, that's over a third of the people, did not know that their levels of cholesterol were borderline or high. And interestingly, this fact was true for people who were under 40 and over 60. And you know, most people think, well, cholesterol, I have to wait until I'm older to think about that. And what our study found was, you know, you better start thinking about that now.
Well, how do these people find out? How do any of us find out what our cholesterol level is?
Well, you really have to get screened. You have to ask your healthcare provider to screen you. When you see screenings go, you have to have information. One of the things which concerns us is that a lot of people, especially Hispanics, are likely to wait to go see a healthcare provider until they're sick. In fact, there are things that you can do now to maintain your health. And if you know that something is a problem, there are things that you can do now to reduce the probability that that problem will become cardiovascular disease.
Now, what's the most important thing folks should do in your estimation?
Well, you know, the most important thing to do is, you know, we tell people first, don't smoke. People go, smoking? I said, yeah, smoking is bad for your heart also. Makes your heart work much harder. The second thing is eat healthy. We all know what that means, okay? And we have to do that. The third thing is exercise. Exercise is tough, folks. I know it. I exercise. It's tough, but I do it. You may not get as thin as you want, but you'll get strong and healthier. And more important, if those things don't work, then you can take medicines and do all four things. But there are things you can do and should do. And you know something we do to help people exercise, because too often people tell me, oh, Jane, I don't have the time, I don't have the equipment. We are actually giving people these bands for free to help them exercise. If they call our helpline, 866-783-2645, we'll send them an exercise band. You can do this in your office, you can do this at home, and with the band also comes in both English and Spanish instructions on how to use it. So the time to start is now. We're very glad that our partner AstraZeneca made the study possible, and we're glad that we can give the people the information they need to go and get screened.
Dr. Delgado, I'm concerned, though, because there are some foods in the Latin culture that are just a part of life, but they truly are not healthy for you. So can you say, give us some food, some dishes that maybe we need to cut back on or alter a little bit? Maybe cut the lard out of the beans, for instance?
Well, you know, one of the things that we found, which is very interesting, when we actually talked to people who were recently arrived, they didn't use the lard here because it wasn't tasty. In fact, what we have to tell people to do is to continue some of those good health habits. Use olive oil, eat fruits and vegetables. What happens too often is in areas where people of limited means live, the cost of fruits and vegetables go up, and they can't afford to eat the things which they know are healthy. So we have to encourage people to do that. In fact, when people first come over as immigrants, as, you know, the first generation who's in the U.S., regardless of country, their health habits are better, their eating habits are better than those of us who've been here longer. So it's part of the idea is that we have to make sure that people maintain their good health habits. You know, beans are good for you, rice is good for you, eating fruits and vegetables is good for you, eating a lot of chicken is good for you, but we can't go to the other side where we think that eating other things are healthier for us. And those other things are fewer fruits and vegetables, more things which are fried in other things, telling people about trans fats. Those are the information that people need to have.
Wonderful. Dr. Delgado, thanks so much for your time. We appreciate it.
You're welcome. Thank you.
To your health. Great Day returns in a moment.
But first, it's time to celebrate tomorrow's birthdays.